But this is the Church of Satan is a good reading, but most powerful was the bibliography because it gave everyone a selection of choices, maybe 50 or 60 books that are worth reading, which I have enjoyed. I really have, and I gathered a great base of knowledge. So now we have this dark interest. I've got this dark interest. We haven't read the Satanic Bible yet. I'm 17 years old, okay? So I'm still young here. And then I went looking for material to read. So let's start with, what are we going to find here? Okay, so I have a dark interest. Let's find out. So what can I find out about the occult? I'm about 17 years old, okay? I found the Satanic Bible. I actually stole my copy of the Satanic Bible. I got punished. I got punished for what I did. But I took books. I was taking books of, I didn't have money at the time, and I wanted to read this occult material. I stole a lot of books. One of the books I stole, well, we have the dark interest. And I read a lot of different things, and I gave them all the same credit at the beginning. I didn't give any one book some different value. I was just assimilating. And I started with, oh, this is great. I'll never forget this as long as I live. The Path of the Feather. Okay? By maybe some Samuel Patrick or something. I read The Path of the Feather, and it's supposed to be some making medicine wheels and some like white witch kind of bullshit. And all I gotta say is this book is totally trash, complete garbage. I was trying to get excited about it, okay, but there was a point in the book where I read when you pick up a feather, you travel through time. And I was just like, this doesn't help. This isn't a life lesson. This isn't something that's gonna. You can't build on that. There's no. You're tying ribbons around the tree before you cut the branch to make a wand. And so what? You know what I mean? Like you can cut a wand. You can cut a tree. If you can create, anybody with half a brain can create a better ritual. So all I gotta say is The Path of the Feather. That was just a book I read, and I was scoring it, I was going through, and I had some other books that I read, okay? So we go on, everybody, maybe you've seen here's the Necronomicon, and you're not going to be playing around in the occult business without bumping into that book at least once. And what I do have to say is, the Necronomicon has. Do you need a lighter? What's going on? That's all I have. So the Necronomicon is a very creative and very dark. It's like a reflection of the dark human experience. Okay. But what the Necronomicon doesn't do is it doesn't give you any kind. It only gives. That was Lovecraft's style, was to just give people more questions. The Necronomicon doesn't give any answers. Okay. It recounts a person's run-in with some worshippers who are worshiping Cthulhu and trying to raise him from the sunken sea, the city of Relay. This is all. It is fiction. It's fiction. That's it. It's not going to further your life. It is an excellent read. It's wonderful material if you like to be totally enmassed in esotericism. Then the Necronomicon is for you, and you probably run through it anyway. so we go through the Necronomicon, but I didn't gain anything about how to live, better, or how to, enjoy life better. The Necronomicon doesn't have that in it. What the Necronomicon has is symbols and dark deities, which reach, they reach there's a certain archetype that people have. Things that are, it's like the ultimate brain. The archetype, the scary archetype of the bad guy is there. So there is a parallel with Satan and some of the other dark deities. But the Necronomicon is not going to be the answer on how to be and how to forward yourself. So I part the Necronomicon as well. Now we're going to move to another one, the Satanic Bible, TSB. This was another one of my dark interest readings. I had read, these were the first few that I really delved into, and I found nothing but bullshit, honestly. I found more bullshit too. Maybe I'll park the Satanic Bible for a second because it's a big topic, isn't it? We have the Grimorum Verum. Hold on, let me get it. I only kept some of the stuff here because if I had my whole library on the table, well, it'd be a little bit. Oh, how about this one? Grimorum Verum. It's chock full of what you find is they're offering some rituals. Okay, they're offering rituals and dark things, symbols that you expect. Symbols for Beelzebub, symbols for LaVey pointed this stuff out too. You got a problem here because you want to summon these, but in order to properly perform these ceremonies which are offered, you must call upon all these angelic names. Like, I must stand in a circle that I've summoned a bunch of angels to protect me, so I can get these demons up and out and ask them questions and shit. The most ridiculous. Here we go. This is outrageous. There's a recipe here to make yourself totally invisible, and all you need to do is have a human head, and you need to put beans in it and bury it and let the bean sprout grow and shout the name of. Hold on, which one? Yeah. And we're using tetragrammaton here. That's the old word here. You can see tetragrammaton here in the text. When we're using tetragrammaton, we're using the oldest word, which is supposed to be the 4-letter word, which was supposed to be the name of God. So what we're doing is we're summoning, according to the Grimorum Verum. Okay. We're summoning demons in the name of God. So we need to protect ourselves, right, with 1 million bazillion angels, because the devils that we want are too strong, right? So we need to make sure that we have lots and lots of angels. Look, this is horseshit. We're not doing that. If you want to be on somebody's side, be on their side. You don't stay on, okay, I'm going to stay on the angel side. I'm going to be the good guy, but like, I need these demons to do what for me exactly? Make me invisible? I need to cut somebody's head off? There's another recipe there. Well, they play a little bit with the word kid. The word kid is another word for goat. But they have this ceremony where they're killing a kid. But what they really do mean, indeed, is a goat. There's animal sacrifice. This is all things that are actual. This isn't even devil worship. This isn't devil worship or Satanism. That book it's just gobbledygook. It doesn't really score in on any of the levels. It's not Luciferianism. It's not Satanism. It's not devil worship. It's not Christianity. So I had to throw away the Grimorum Verum too. And we had to put that one up there. So Grimorum Verum has to go bye-bye. Grimorum Verum. we're just going to cross it out as soon as we write it. Now we got the Satanic Bible, which I had the pleasure of reading at about 17 years old. I think I was in 8th grade. And I read the material. It's not a very long book. And I do recommend if anyone gives a fuck about any of these topics to at least read it, because it's not a very long read at all. And you can immediately decide whether or not you think it's bullshit, or you'd like to walk away, or, whatever. It doesn't matter to me at all. But I read the material, and believe it or not, I didn't dial it in really hard immediately. I read it, and I parked it. I read it, and I parked it. I read it, and it would be a few years before I'd really start understanding how valuable that information became. So, we're going to go on here. We're going to continue my progression. So, we've read the Satanic Bible. This is about 1997 or 8. Okay? We have my symbols. I had some interest in the infernal names. I'm going to erase this again because we're going to have to start over. Well, not start over, but we're going to have to use this board all over again. So, we're going to start over like this. If we want to do it like we did it in school, we're going to have a progression. We're going to have a flow chart, kind of, a little bit. I'm trying to create a flow chart of the ideas and how I was assimilated and how I was exposed to these different things. So we did the Path of the Feather. It was bullshit. The Necronomicon is a great source of dark ideas, but not a way you can live your life. It's not a philosophy. And then the Satanic Bible, which I didn't know how really to put that. Okay. I had my personal thoughts about the Satanic Bible. Time went by a little bit. We're going to fast forward to 2003. This is probably about 6 years later, honestly. 2003, that was when I reread the Satanic Bible. And I decided, you know what? This is a life-loving, rational philosophy that makes sense. And I can use this. I can live this way. This is already the way I feel. It's already the way I feel. That's how I felt. That's how a Satanist should feel when they read the Satanic Bible. I already felt that way. I already felt that way. That's how I felt when I read the Bible. I read the Satanic Bible, I already felt that way. So I returned to the Satanic Bible to reread the material about 6 years later in 2003. I filled out an early application. I filled out the application, and I joined the Church of Satan. I joined the Church of Satan because I believe, and I still do, join the Church of Satan. I joined the Church of Satan because they represent those life-loving lessons that I think are most important. Protecting yourself, protecting the people you love, fully enjoying your life. I'm constantly enjoying my life. I'm using the shit out of my life. I see some people pissing their life a fucking way. And you can call it whatever you want. You don't even need to call it Satanism. But even a Satanist proper who disagreed with me would say that I am a de facto Satanist because I suck the marrow out of life. I am busy using life as hard as I can to have fun, to enjoy myself, to create things. And I do. I create an awful lot of things. I'm busy. I am engaged in so many projects that even taking time for this project, it makes other things have to wait. That's all.